Today we're getting into some essential Amazon gear for you, the essential emerging professional photographer. Amazon has come far in the last little while, I gotta say, as far as the level of quality of the stuff that they're selling. There was a time that I would never recommend anybody buy professional camera gear anywhere else but at a camera store. But times have changed. Nowadays, if you're smart and you look properly, you read the reviews, you look at photos, you look at videos in those reviews, you can find some dope stuff on Amazon on the cheap. So today's episode is just about that. We're diving into a treasure trove of Amazon Prime deals tailored just for you. It's not just about savings today. It's about building up that gear inventory, which is gear inventory. Gear inventory, you heard it here first. You can use it. Best gear at the cheapest prices we can find, because we have so much stuff to buy as pros. We have to actually have stuff that doesn't cost. Rates up here. Sometimes we can get away with just enough. And that's where Amazon comes in. So if you're ready to upgrade your photography toolkit without emptying your gosh darn wallet, I'm here for you. Let's get into every single item on this list. There's a reason why you need it. We're going to start with this first item, which is this sand disk with my beautiful sticker. This sand disk SSD drive. USB-C, regular USB. I mean, the cords disconnect, so you can plug any cord into it. This right now, $114 Canadian, by the way. These are all Canadian dollars. If you're in the US, I'll provide all these links in my show notes so you can actually get all this stuff. But right now, my master list of all of my Amazon Pro recommended gear is there. So this SSD drive is here. It's essential, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, when we're importing photos to a spinning drives in 2023, because SSD drives or flash drives are so inexpensive, we should be using SSD drives for all our photography maintenance, for all of our Lightroom libraries. SSD drives are a little safer for protecting your data. I can drop it and not worry about it. I can bang it. I can mail it. I can put this in an envelope and ship it across the country and not worry about any of my data being corrupted. There's no moving parts. So an SSD drive is essential. There's one right here on Amazon. This is the one that I use. I've purchased two of these, as you can see. 1, 2. Just so you know that I'm not fabricating any of the stuff that I've chose today for this list. And I was reminded today by my friend Puppet Master, who is one of the mods in my Discord, to make sure that I copy all this stuff and have it in my show notes. So I'm actually going to do that right now. As we get into the next item on this list, which is super, super important, and I'm going to tell you again why you need it. I've been using the Canon camera strap that came with my camera for a while, but an aftermarket camera strap is super essential. I bought this camera strap, which is actually leather, actually kind of good looking, and I've had it for a few months. I have a Canon R5 and my camera strap says Canon R5. Canon is no longer paying me to shoot with their cameras, so I don't need to be advertising for any camera brand. And also, a brand name camera strap shows that your camera's expensive. If they can't see the little 5D or R5 on your camera, they can definitely see it on your camera strap, and that's a quick grab. So this camera strap is something that I think is super essential. I'm going to show it to you again. The last time I did this episode, which talked about essential Amazon items, I had a table out here with all of these things, but today, trying to keep this area a little bit more zen. You have seen this camera strap. It's in every one of my videos. But there's one other thing that I have with this camera strap, which I think is super essential, which is the Telesin quick release droppers. And I'll show you, and I'll make sure that I put these quick release things on. Oh my goodness, I have to search Telesin. Oops. Sorry guys. I just thought of this Telesin thing to include. Wow. I'll have to make sure it, but I have quick release straps on my camera strap, so the camera goes on and off quickly. That makes it super, super helpful. Another thing and reason, again, theft. I already said that. Next. We all have tablets. You see my tablet here, my retouching tablet that I use continually to make notes during my stream. This is what I use for retouching. This is a Wacom. Wacom tablets. This tablet is $500. Nowadays, there are brands that have come out that are really giving Wacom a run for their money. And although I don't have this tablet, I do know another creator that has this tablet, and it's highly rated. It has 4.5 stars right now. It's $69.99 with a $15 off coupon. So we're talking a tablet, and this is Canadian, by the way, a tablet for $50. And it's the same size as mine, which is massive. If you don't have a tablet and you're not jumping on this deal, this tablet is not the one that I have, but it's so cracked that you can actually connect your phone to the tablet and retouch on the phone, like use your tablet to actually draw with your phone or your iPad, which is a cool alternative to having an Apple Pencil. It's by a brand called Gaumon, and a creator named Christina Dio has one, and she says it's dope. So I'm recommending it to you. Gaumon, it's 10 inches by 6.25 inch tablet. Pretty impressive. $50 basically. All right, more products? Yes. More products? Yes. All right, let's talk about, you guys remember when I did my photo walk recently, where I invited you guys out with me to walk around and take some photos? I had a pop-up background that I was using in order to create a black background in the open shade that I was shooting on. So I've also included that pop-up black background, which is 6.5 feet by 4 feet, or by 5 feet, I mean. I'm all over the place. 6.5 by 5. Stands taller than me at 6'1", has a black side and a white side, can definitely be used as a reflector if you have a huge thing that you want to kick back light on, or if you punch in, you can use it as a background. I did post some photos recently on my Substack that showcases me using this background so you can actually see it in effect. This is how big the background is, and this is it in effect here, as well as here, as well as here, as well as here. It works great when you're outside, and it folds into its own little case. So pop-up background if you shoot portraits, or if you have minimal space indoors, it's definitely like a useful thing. All right, more. Let's get into it. By the way, the smoke machine is on, so if we do have a member that happens, you know we get the smoke. You know we drop the smoke if we get a member. Okay, this is another super, super cool thing for those of you that might be shooting at home and might be restricted with the amount of floor space that you have for your light stands, for your tripod. Maybe you're shooting tabletop, maybe you're shooting still life, maybe you're shooting some macros. These are dual tabletop stands that convert to either a ball head, as you can see here, a ball head, or a light stand head. So if you want to attach a camera, you can put it easily to the ball head. And if you want to attach a light, you can just switch the head and attach your lights to it. They also go quite high, like impressively high, like 90 centimeters, 35 inches. And it's a 2-pack. And it's a 2-pack for $53, marked down from $76 on this Amazon Prime sale. I use these, and I'll show you where I use them. Number one, I'm using them right now to hold this light. I'm using it to hold this light. I'm also using it to hold that light over there, which is attached to a table. The light behind my monitor is attached to one of those. So in order to make your desk nice and clean as well, attach lights, attach cameras, and you also see I have an arm here holding this camera and an arm holding that camera. So these grip arms can be super, super helpful. I really love these because they attach to a table and they're super, super high quality, and they go really tall, impressively tall, impressively tall. Welcome everybody who's watching live, by the way. Thank you for tuning in to my very special, you know, some cool Amazon finds on Amazon Prime days. This I don't have, but I'm buying. I'm buying this so I can move my laptop, number one, from where it is in this scenario right now on my desk. From here on the edge of my desk where it's kind of hanging over, you can see onto this stand. Now, the thing that's amazing about this stand is it collapses down. It collapses. So, I mean, obviously, if you're using it for a light projector, sure. But to use it as a laptop stand and have this in the studio, I can basically fold this down and just put it in my stand bag. I can put the laptop tray. I can put this laptop tray with my laptop. It has a little mouse extender and also this tray for speakers or your accessories. And this becomes a tether stand, which is amazing. You can use this as a tether stand, or if you want to sit at your couch and use your laptop or whatever. I just think that it's a dope thing. And for the low price of $62, I think that it's a no-brainer. So I'm for sure getting this. This is going to be an addition to my studio kit, as well as something that I just have here that I can wheel around and have it on this side or have it on this side or have it at my couch. And it might make my life a little bit easier when I'm making videos as well. Alstoy projector tripod stand with wheels. And yeah, Historic said you could clamp stuff to it, like a BTS cam. Yeah, there's all kinds of different uses for this, for sure, Historic. What's up, Nathan? Welcome, glad you're here. All right. What about this one? This is, I mean, I haven't done this yet, but I feel like I'm an idiot for not doing this. And I learned this from our man, Scott Cicchino at Tin House Studio. Scott uses AirTags in all his camera bags. When he travels, when he flies, when he's on shoots. I definitely put green tape on all of my things so they don't get left behind. He puts yellow tape, I guess, on his. I've been doing that forever. There's green tape. Oh my goodness, there's no green tape on that lens. But there's green tape on all my stuff so it doesn't get left behind. But AirTags. I don't have AirTags on my bags, in my bags yet. And I even have little secret compartments for AirTags. So why I'm not using AirTags in my camera bag, in my lighting bag, in my second lighting bag, in my video kit. Why I'm not doing that, I don't know. They're on sale right now, 118 Canadian. I don't know what it's going to be in your country, but AirTags, I'm going to start buying them and just going crazy with AirTags. I'm going to have them absolutely everywhere. That's a 4-pack. All right. This next one, these are my monitors. If you don't have a 4K monitor yet in 2023, what is wrong with you? 4K monitors have not ever been as inexpensive as they are now. If you're worried about the price of a 4K monitor, this 4K monitor is $495. And it is a 32-inch 4K super fast response time. And this version is USB-C. So USB-C. So this is an incredible $500 monitor. This is the monitor that I have right here. Not the 4K, yes, the 4K version, but not the USB-C version. This is a 32-inch LG 4K. This is a 27-inch LG 4K. So 2 LG monitors, exactly the same, calibrated the same, 2 different sizes, 32 and 27. This is that monitor. This is the USB-C version, with it, which is the upgraded version. You can get the regular non-USB-C version for about $100 less. LG ultrafine 4K display. If you're not on 4K, you're not really seeing the true resolution of your photos. If you're shooting more than 20 megapixels, you need a 4K monitor. I'll say again, if you're shooting more than 20 megapixels, you need a 4K monitor. All right, let's get into another one, yeah? All right. Oh my God. This I need, and I'm buying this immediately. Because I have not just these 2 monitors, but I also have a monitor when I'm shooting in the studio, a tether monitor. So imagine the stand that I just showed you for my laptop. And I have a 23-inch monitor that I bring to photo shoots. This is a Visa mount in order to mount your monitor to a C-stand. I'll say again, mount your monitor to a C-stand. You can literally clamp all kinds of stuff to it. You can wheel your monitor around. You can wheel your tether tray around and have it exactly in the spot that you need it to be in the studio. Works horizontally, works vertically. It's got a super, super high-end clamping plate, and it holds monitors up to 32 inches. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. You can use this at home if you needed to. You could use this in the studio if you needed to. You can put your monitor on a C-stand. That is gangster. I'm surprised that I don't have this yet or had it already. So I saw this literally 2 weeks ago, so it's good timing. And that's the low price of $46 Canadian. If you're in Canada, all of these prices are at par. If you're in the US or the UK, it's way less in pounds and dollars. All right, so that's a Visa mount to C-stand. Tripod. A creator named David Manning recommends this as the #1 go-to tripod. So if you don't have a tripod, or if your tripod is kind of meh, this might be the tripod for you. Again, I'll say recommended by David Manning. This is the Ulanzi 0Y professional tripod. Carbon fiber. It weighs 2 pounds. It's pretty high-end as tripods go. It has a built-in ball head. You can flip the head and have your camera low It's just one of those high-end tripods. It doesn't go quite as high as my Manfrotto 055, but as far as travelability, it's actually pretty great. Travelability. Let's call it portability. Built-in ball head. Ulanzi carbon tripod. Pretty impressive if you're trying to bring a tripod with you when you're on the move doing shoots. I don't have that carbon tripod. I don't have a carbon tripod at all. My tripod is a Manfrotto 055. I've had it since the mid 90s, like over 25 years. It's a it's a rock, but I definitely am thinking about a lighter weight carbon tripod. It's needed, you know? Julie, be safe. Be safe, girl. All right, let's get into another product. This, I'm so happy I bought. I am so happy I bought, and I actually put it on my camera to show you guys today. If you shoot video, you need a camera cage. If you don't shoot video and you shoot stills only, perhaps you're prone to maybe your camera hitting the ground, or your camera has hit the ground. That's you, Fiona. That means you, Fiona Lark. I know you're listening. You need a camera cage. Look at this. This is a small rig cage for my camera. And it goes around the camera. It gives you access to all of your cords here. Gives you access to your memory thing. Lets you change the battery without taking the cage off. What it does is it protects your camera on all corners. If your camera falls here, I mean, it's going to hit the lens. The lens is finished. But at least it protects your camera from bumps on all sides. Like, that's one reason that you use a camera cage. The second reason that you use a camera cage is for shooting video. As you can see, all these screw holes on this is all for rigging. And the next thing that I'm going to show you, I don't have attached here because this is a photography show. I'm not trying to lean too much into video, but the top handle. So you can actually hold this and shoot video, makes it more stable than holding the camera like this and trying to shoot video. This is a camera cage. This is a camera cage for my R5. It's made by a company called Small Rig. Small Rig is all over Amazon. You can get a camera cage for whatever camera body you have. There is a camera cage for every body that you have. Historic says Small Rig cages make you feel like a super pro. And he's got more stuff bolted to his than a bedazzler puts on a pair of Crocs. This is a thing. Camera cage. And again, I'll be honest, I only use my cage when I'm shooting video. I recently was trying to stabilize this camera with the cage on my gimbal, and I had a hell time. So much so that I actually didn't use my gimbal that day. So I'm still learning on how to stabilize this with a gimbal and a 50mm, which was quite heavy. I have the RS2, 3, or I don't remember. Anyways, I have one of the newer Ronins. Small Rig, camera cage. It is, oh my goodness, where's the price? I paid like $80 for it. It doesn't show me the price here because I think this particular one might be out of stock. Yes, it is out of stock. I think it was roughly $79.99-ish. But let me show you the next part of this. Yeah, Historic says his was about $76. Let me show you the second part to this, which is the top handle. The top handle is a game changer. And I didn't just buy a cheap top handle. I bought a really high-end top handle because my monitor screws in properly to the top here. It has hot shoe on the side, on the front, on the back. Like, it has all kinds of screw holes to rig stuff into it. having a proper top handle, and this is what your camera looks like with the top handle and the cage and the monitor and a microphone. Like, this kind of run and gun setup is standard. So I just chose to buy high-end stuff. I got a newer handle and a small rig cage because I think the newer handles were great. It's a brand I buy lots of stuff from, Amazon. Newer. That is the top handle. All right. There's a small rig handle too. Yeah, this one, the small rig handle is a bit too blocky. There's no grip, although there's more places to grip into. I like the ergonomics of this one. I think it's a little bit nicer. You can see how it has a spot for your hands to catch here. This whole piece is rubberized, which makes it great. The hot shoe back here and the hot shoe in the front. And this angled piece where I connect my monitor, it's just all super dope. And it has the RE holes, here to screw your things in. And I made sure I bought a monitor holder with RE holes, so it's actually quite sick. It's very pro. Very pro. I really like this setup. All right, we have, I think, one more. Nope, we got way more items. I just left a space. Oh my God, I'm drunk. We got so many more items. Okay, so if you shoot with a camera like mine, which is the Canon R5, or some of the more expensive pro cameras, they're starting to now shoot not with SD cards like we're used to, but they shoot with CF Express cards, which are these. CF Express cards, I don't know if you've seen a CF Express card. They're smaller than you think. This write speed at 1700 megabytes per second is the fastest write speed of memory cards these days. If you compare to this, well, this is actually quite a fast card, which is why I have this card. This card writes to almost 1700. This is the level of card that I need in my R5 because of the size of the video that it shoots. So, by the way, get a camera that has dual card slots. It's the only way to go. I shoot video on my CF card. I shoot pictures on my SD card. It's pretty sick. So CF Express cards are the next standard, and I've put a CF Express card on my list. This is the next standard for cameras. I paid $130 for mine. When I first got my R5 2 years ago, CF Express cards were like $500. So they've come down considerably in price. If you shoot with the R5 or a camera that has CF Express slots, some of the cinema cameras shoot with this. I'm sure you guys remember CF cards from back in the day with the what shot CF, like the 5D, 5DSR shot CF that had dual slots. CF Express is the new standard. All of these digital backs, Hasselblads, they're all shooting with these CF Express cards now. I've put one on my list. You can buy a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 512 gigabyte. I use a 128. But oh my God, the sizes of these cards are insane. And when you see this link, you'll see that I've included all of the different sizes here. All right. Let's get into something else. If you now have a CF Express card, you need a CF Express card reader. I chose this reader to put on my list, which is the one that I have. It reads CF Express and SD, which are the two cards that I need to read. CF Express and SD. That's all I need to read. So here they are. Easy breezy. That's the card reader. Takes USB-C, takes USB regular. It's a dope card reader. Works perfectly. All right. By the way, guys, I've added something. If you're not sure of the commands that you can do in order to control this live stream, type commands like I'm going to show you right now. type commands like this, commands, and it will show you a link. And that link, click that link, it'll give you a list of every single thing that you can do. There's way more than you think. This is all for the people who are watching live. All right, so that is the CF Express card and the CF Express card reader. I made a video recently on the there's only 3 reasons to ever shoot manual. The first line in that video was, this is a light meter. This is a light meter. And if you don't have one, this is the light meter. $400, you buy it once, you'll have it for the rest of your career. I'm still using a light meter that I got in, oh shit. I'm still using a light meter that I got in photography school, which is in 1990. So my Sekonic light meter, or I have the Minolta Flash Meter 4, but I'm going to upgrade to this one because I figure 30 years, and funny enough, it's still going strong. It doesn't need to be thrown out. It's like, I'll just sell it. Or we'll just sell it or keep it because it's a historic light meter. It's been all over the world with me. This is the newer version. This is a Lightmaster Pro. Aperture priority, shutter priority. It has presets. It memorizes. It's like the tech with light meters nowadays. It's like we almost don't need as much as this light meter does, but this one is like the light meter, and it's only $400. I spent $369 on a light meter in 1990. So the fact that the price hasn't increased, this is what you need. If you've heard me talking about your studio light and how your exposure is off, get a light meter. By the way, light meters read video as well as photographic light, but they are ambient light meters, meaning they read the light falling on a subject. Our camera's light meters are reflective, meaning they read the light that's bouncing off the subject and coming back into the camera. So the camera's light meter often gets lied to. Always gets lied to. The camera's light meter always gets lied to. Let me just say that. And also, you can't do light ratios without a light meter. You can't understand the nuance of exposure that happens in the studio without a light meter. And if I was going to buy a light meter tomorrow, I would buy this one unequivocally. And it's the light. It's like, again, I don't need one, but I want this one because it's the one. All right. So, many of you might be shooting with a kit lens. You might be shooting with a zoom lens. You might be shooting with an 18-55, a 24-70. You might not have an actual 50 millimeter. It's impossible for me to know what camera brand that you're shooting with. And I also do not or am not able to get any kind of commissions on lenses on Amazon. But it's important for you to know that this 50 millimeter, which is Canon's 1.4 Gold Series ultrasonic, is $399. $399. This lens is standard at $549. The fact that it's $400, 50 millimeter, it's a 1.4. If you don't have a 50 and you think that that 50 millimeter spot on your zoom lens equals this, I think that a 50 would serve you well. On my pro photographers recommended list in my show notes, you'll see a whole bunch of different 50s from several different brands. I'm showing a Canon because I'm a Canon gang, but I did include a bunch of different 50s from several different brands on that list. The chair that I am sitting in, this incredibly comfortable ergonomic chair, which is a Herman Miller imitation chair. I can't afford a Herman Miller chair. Those things are like $1,600 to $2,500 and up and up and up. But I did need and do need a comfortable chair. This chair has changed my goddamn life. It makes it super easy to do these podcasts for as long as I do them for. This is the chair. And I paid $289. I'm actually mad. I paid $289 for this chair and I was getting it at a discount. I've seen this chair as high as $399 Canadian. It right now is here for $239 and it's got a $50 off coupon. $50 off coupon right now. So that drops the price of this chair to like $190. This is unheard of and absolute. And like, I want a white one. I'm going to be Secret Time in the next less than, I would say, in the less than 6 months. We're going to be changing spaces possibly. So I'm like, we're going to be redoing all of this. The whole set is going to be different. So I'm nervous, but that's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I'll tell you more about it if you're interested. Talk to me in the Discord. But this is the chair. And I love the white version, although the mesh isn't white. It's good that the mesh isn't white because the mesh in the cushion would get dirty if they were white. So again, I rate this chair. I think it's amazing. I also, at one point, had a problem with the arm of one of this chair, one of my armrests. I messaged the manufacturer on Amazon and he shipped me another arm. No questions asked. So good customer service on this chair as well. Again, I'll put the link in the show notes. And you can see I've purchased a variation of this chair one time. I've had this chair since last year, July. Perfect. Still holding strong. All right. So let's get into some lighting. I'm blown away by the quality of lights that are on Amazon. All the lights that I have that I'm lighting my sets with are from Amazon. My main light here, this panel light, is from Amazon. Operates with remote control right here. My accent lights that put color, they're RGB white lights. They're also from Amazon. I have one there beside me, and I have one back there behind me that's kicking up the blue. I also have a circular octagon softbox that's aiming on me, lighting me. That's a video light, so I didn't include that in the list. But they're all from Amazon. Like, so much of my set is from Amazon, and so much of photography gear. Yo, Kura, with the $20, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much. Kura dropped me the goddamn tip with the super chat. Kura gets the smoke, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Kura. I appreciate you dropping that $20 on me. I appreciate that. That's so nice. I appreciate you. I mean, again, this is free content. You guys are under no obligation to do any kind of love like that. But I got to tell you, it definitely makes these streams valuable to me. It makes me feel like you guys appreciate what I'm doing. You appreciate the content. You appreciate the value that I'm bringing you. And it inspires me to keep making great podcasts, keep making great videos. Thank you. Appreciate you. So, by the way, that is your first super chat, Kura. So, thank you. That's your first super. Appreciate you. All right. So, let's talk about now lights. Not important for me to put any video lights like that are from my set on this particular list because we're talking photography, but I cannot, and I want to swear right now so badly, I cannot believe that you can buy a 300 watt second monolight for $140 Canadian. My first studio light was $1,400. Like, I can't even believe how low the price of entry is right now for buying professional level equipment. Digital display, like, oh my goodness. Like, I can't, like, this is at the quality of my Ellen Chrome lights. I'm floored. There's Bowen's mount. So all the accessories, Godox accessories, Bowen's accessories, newer accessories, all fit within this head. It's a super simple strobe light. It doesn't have what I would call the best modeling light system because it's just like a tube modeling light that screws in. I think that it would be better if it was an LED monolight, but the price to entry at $140, my God, it's just a no-brainer. If you don't have studio strobes, it's a no-brainer. Like, just get it. Let's go. All right. So what about a battery-powered version? Battery-powered version from the same brand. This light has been dropping in price since it's come out. It's now $214 and formerly $265. Before that, $399. And I'll tell you, this is a 300 watt second monolight that has a battery. It gives you 1,000 flashes. You can shoot it cord free outside, or if you're in the studio, there's lots of people walking around, you don't want cords, people tripping, you can shoot 1,000 flashes on a single battery, and extra batteries are $60. Like, this is unheard of. This has an LED modeling lamp, which the LED modeling lamp is what I wish the other one had, but to get this for $219 or $214 is absolutely ridiculous, and it also comes with its own trigger. It's a ridiculous deal to be able to shoot on location with studio strobes and not stress about buying pro photo that costs like $3,000 for the head, you know, and another $1,000 for the battery. For how often you might be shooting outside with strobes just to see if you actually like it. It might be worthy of getting like a less expensive one, trying it before you jump into pro photo. So good. So good. All right. So that's the battery powered one. What about Godox? Godox is a brand that is really coming up on the up and up. This is the Godox version of the first light that I showed you here, which is this one. This is Godox's version of that light, which has the same or it's a 400 watt second. So it's basically another 100 more watts of power, which means you can get the same f-stop with less power from this light. Still, it's a Bowen's mount. It's basically the same light as the other one, a bit of a different digital display, but very impressive for the price. Again, I'll say the price to entry for getting into professional photography gear, lighting, softboxes. And speaking of softboxes, let's show this Godox softbox after I showed that light. $92. Softboxes cost thousands of dollars. If you've ever been to a studio, seen a Pro Photo softbox, seen a Chimera softbox, Chimera and Pro Photo softboxes cost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is a Godox 80 centimeter, which is 31.5 inches, portable softbox with a grid attachment in the front that's removable for $92. $92. Regularly $119. If you bought this as like a very known brand, I mean, and Godox is actually quite a known brand now. 80 centimeter box for $90. No brainer. No absolute brainer there. And what about this? You got to have something to put that light on. C-stands. My first C-stand, I swear to God, was $600. Like, I can't even explain to you how expensive C-stands used to be. C-stand with a boom arm, like these ones have, they're C-stands and they have the boom arm included, not just the stand. Keep in mind, you don't need to use these with the boom arms. You can take the boom arms off and just use the stand. This is and oh my God, how high did they go? They go 10 feet. By the way, if you want to know why every motion picture has C-stands on sets and not just regular stands, they're so much more durable. They last for literally ever. This is a buy once, have forever. I have a C-stand behind me that I've had for 30 years. It still looks brand new. So it goes 10 feet. This is why people use C-stands. They don't fold completely flat, meaning they don't go into carry bags very easy. C-stands are more like this stays in the studio or this stays here at my setup. You're not having to move it around. But if you want the most stable way to hold your lights, C-stands. This is a 2-pack, as in Shakur, for $262. 2-pack, including 2 boom arms for $262. It's just, again, if you're trying to build up gear that you need, professional gear for holding your lights and stuff, no brainer. Guys, that was a list of, I don't know, 15, 20 things that I think, like everything from that laptop floor stand on wheels, the Visa mount to C-stand. Are you kidding me? Your monitor mount to C-stand. The SanDisk SSD I talked about at the beginning. $80 Wacom's level tablet that's 10 inches by 6 inches for drawing, like the same size as this that I paid $500 for $80. Come on. LG monitor, USB-C, $500. That tripod. There's so many things that I went over today. I'm going to put everything on this list right in the show notes right now while you guys are here in case you want to do a little shopping. If you do buy something from this list, I do get like the smallest of nickels of Amazon hits for your troubles for buying something using my affiliate link, but it does help. Like it does help. I don't want you to think that it doesn't. It does help. If you're not in Canada, that link is going to reroute you to your country. Just do that and pay. Whether I'll get the commission or not, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is that I introduced you to a product that you could use that would make your photography life easier. That's all that matters. I don't care at all if I make a nickel on something. What's more important is that you get some value from this content and that you actually get to buy something from this list that brought you value. Okay, all of the things that I mentioned today are now in my show notes. They're saved. If you refresh the video that you're watching, my show notes will refresh and everything will be there. As we're getting up to the end of this episode, I have some questions for you. I mentioned to you earlier that I've been thinking about a group mentorship. Many of you want more localized help, more one-on-one with Cardi, but can't afford actually one-on-one with Cardi. My mentorship program, the details for that are on my website. I'm thinking about starting a new tier. Now, I said to myself, I would never start a new tier here on YouTube unless I really, number one, can keep up with what that tier is. There's no point in me offering something to you that I can't keep up with. So, and it has to be of benefit to you. It has to be a benefit. If it's not a benefit to you, no one's going to need it. No one's going to want to sign up, and there's going to be no point to it. So I have questions for you. you know that by becoming a member on my channel at $5 a month right now, you get access to my Discord, you get access to photo reviews, which I do once a week. So that's worth the $5 a month. So imagine if there was going to be another tier, and that tier involved, let's go, Stephen C, becoming a goddamn member. Welcome, Stephen C. You get the smoke. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen C. I'm going to burn my house down because you've become a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, for those of you that are interested in the group mentorship program, I want to know what... This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about 1 2-hour stream per month. 2-hour stream meaning not public, meaning it's a members, it's a mentorship members only tier stream. So you have to be, and I actually connect it to Discord. So you guys are all, everybody who is of that tier also agrees to be in Discord during the time that I do that live stream, meaning we're all talking. So I can hear you speaking, and I can hear you speaking, and I can hear, and we all can hear each other. So it's actually a group conversation. And one person can say, you know, I really have a hard time marketing myself as a photographer. And the other one says, well, I have a hard time marketing myself too. So I then say, well, would you like this week to be about marketing, or would you like this week to be about portraits like we initially talked, and next month's all about photography marketing, where I'm doing essentially master classes for a smaller, it's essentially one-on-one training for small groups of like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 people kind of thing. 10 people in a group having conversations once a month about the troubles that they're having with their career, and thing that might help that person might also help you. So it's essentially like, I'm not going to be able to give as much one-on-one, but it's going to be 1 to 10. So a small enough group for me to be able to really help everybody at a incredibly reduced fee for, because for my mentorship program currently, you get 2 hours per month. So I would give 2 hours per month in a group setting to do group mentorship. Now, if I was to do that, what would be a good value? What would you pay for it? What would be an amount that you would think is fair for that kind of exclusive one-on-one, almost one-on-one treatment? The regular price is $5 that I charge for my regular mentorship. So what would be a value that you would pay for that? Should I start it in at all? Is it something that I shouldn't I shouldn't do at all? Let's go, Robin. You're hilarious. Is that like I don't need to do that at all. But again, if you're interested, I will. Should I do it on Patreon? Should I start a Patreon? That's another question. You know, I said to myself when I got to 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I would start a Patreon. And it's like, well, I've decided to do memberships here on YouTube. But should I start a Patreon for this next level of mentorship where people could be a member, but they want to be on Patreon? So what do you guys want to have as part of this group mentorship? Because you made it to the end of this podcast today, that's my question. What would you like to have for this group mentorship? What would be something that you'd like to include? What should I include, knowing my time is valuable, knowing that I get a lot of money per day to shoot photos, knowing that I can give it 2 or 3 hours per month? What would you like to get out of that? And what is it worth to you? Meaning, what would you pay? Would you pay $100? Would you pay $50? a month? Would you pay 20 bucks? 10 bucks? No bucks? Tell me what's a valuable number. What's something that you think is fair for an exclusive, almost one-on-one, just me and you in chat, just me and you actually, you're actually talking to me. We don't really even have to use chat because everybody who's a part of this next tier will be in my Discord and in a group that we can chat together once a month. That is my question for you. If you've made it to the end of this video, that is what you must comment now. If you're interested in being a part of the group
Yes or yes.
mentorship, what would you pay and what would you want for that money? That is what I want to see in your comment right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Hitting the like button helps us more than you could possibly know. Also, if you're not in the Discord and this channel work together like cogs in a wheel. The photo reviews are submitted through Discord. Everybody who you see here live in chat, they're all in my Discord. They're interacting, they're sharing photos, and it's the #1 photography community for you to be in. Hands down. So if you've made it to the end of this video and you don't have like-minded people like yourself helping you with photography, jump in my Discord. I've made it just for you. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Notice how I didn't say subscribe. I'm thinking if you got to the end of this video and you found this content valuable, you already know that subscribing is free and you should be subscribed already. We're going to be diving into a new weekly challenge. And also, weekly challenges, monthly challenges is something that I will build into this group mentorship. A weekly, monthly assignment that helps you get to the next level. I'm so interested in doing this for you. I really want to make it amazing. I will not do it unless it's amazing. Leave a comment. Help me help you so we can make this thing amazing. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. I'll be hanging in the Discord. I love you.